think we have all been there. We're going through social media and seeing all our favorite creators and their amazing photos and videos. And if you're anything like me, you want to be like them and you want to be doing what they're doing. So you research what it takes to make videos, photos and just content overall on social media. The first week goes by, then the second and then the third, but you're not satisfied with the results you're getting and you decide to give up. This is probably because you're not seeing any progress in your work. And I can tell you nothing is built in just days or even weeks. Everything takes time, and especially if you're trying to learn a new skill. But if you keep taking photos, you will improve and you will learn, and your photos will turn out way better than you can ever imagine. So, if I was starting all over with my photography journey, this is what I would do. I think the most asked questions I get on my Instagram is, what camera do you have and what lenses do you use? And I get it, it is interesting what camera and lenses I use. But as a beginner, this isn't the things you should be worrying about. So instead I would use the equipment I already have in my pocket. The phones in our pockets get better and better every year, and I seriously think we're at a point right now where our phones in the pockets can compete with the lower end cameras you can buy in a store. I see more and more videos and photos shot on a phone where I seriously thought it was an expensive camera. So instead of going out and actually investing a lot of money in an expensive camera, start out by learning all the skills you need on your phone first, and when you're at a point where you think you should be upgrading to a camera, then you can think about what camera you should use. But there's one thing you have to be aware of when you're shooting on a phone and you want to be practicing your editing. You have to shoot in RAW, and that's something you can't do right out of the camera app, or at least on an iPhone you can't. I know some phones you can actually switch out the format inside of the original camera app. I think on most Android phones you can, but on iPhones it is not possible, so you need to get a third-party app. I'm using an app called Moment, but I know there is plenty of apps out there, so just find one you like and use that one for shooting photos. So now you know I think you should be using your phone in the beginning. But don't just go out and shoot now, let me tell you why. I remember when I first started out with photography, I found it really hard to achieve the look that I wanted on my photos, and sometimes I actually didn't even know what look I wanted on my photos. So what I did was to go on YouTube and I watched a lot of videos. And when I say a lot of videos, I mean a lot of videos. I think you learn so much from others, and it's very good to have a person to look up to. And for me that was North Borders, 7th Era and Peter McKinnon. I'll link their channels down below, so definitely go check them out. They're great photographers. But the greatest part about photographers on YouTube is that they typically take you out on the shoot and then they go home to the computer and actually show you how they will edit the photos. So you get a really good feeling about how those people actually edit their own photos. So for a beginner this is huge and something you really should be taking advantage of. And if you do this and go on YouTube and watch a lot of videos, I promise you can go from zero to hero in no time. So this is what I recommend you do. First you need to find a creator you really like, both personality wise but also photography wise. Then you need to try out the techniques they show you and actually go out and do it. No, don't just watch the videos and think you can do it next time you do it. Actually go out and practice the techniques they show you. And also the edits they show you. When you see a video of theirs, you try to apply the techniques they use in the editing video. That way you will learn much faster than just watching the video. This doesn't mean you can't try to find your own style at the same time, because that's something you will do later in the progress. But just to think that you actually learn how to use Lightroom or the editing software you like to use is very huge in the beginning. And if you know the essential of the program you're using, you come a long way in no time. And this is still something I do. I learn a lot from YouTube still today, and I learn a lot from other creators as well. So you just gotta give it time and eventually you'll get there. If you do the two other things I just told you and still find content creation funny and enjoying it, you just gotta stay consistent and keep on learning new things. I can't stress enough how important I think consistency is. Because staying consistent with something over a longer period of time means you learn a lot quicker. You get better faster, and most importantly you make creation part of you. You will quickly become an expert on your topic, and things you thought were hard in the beginning will feel like everyday tasks. And you will slowly start to plan your days so you have time to make content and actually do the things you find important to yourself. So find your thing and keep growing, keep learning and stay consistent, and I promise you will see results. So for me this was something I really had a hard time in the beginning. I was the only one that I really knew liked taking photos and making videos. This meant I was out shooting alone and really didn't have anybody to talk about my hobby. So for me it was actually pretty hard to start that photography page on Instagram and that YouTube channel about photography, or even reaching out to brands to work with me, because I was actually pretty scared about what other people would think about me. But eventually I actually started the photography page, and I got some comments in the beginning that made kind of fun of me. but I just moved on and ignored them. You know what? After a short period of time, the comments actually stopped and everyone was pretty supportive. And I had the same thing with my YouTube channel. But this time, no one actually commented because people knew I was serious about this project. And my close friends and my family are really supportive. So in conclusion, if you're serious about something and you really want to do it, just go out there and throw yourself at the world. And if someone make funny comments about it, just ignore it and keep on going. There's only one way to the finish line, and that's straightforward. No looking back. So if you're thinking about starting that YouTube channel or that Instagram page, just do it and just get it started. The sooner you begin with it, the faster you will grow. So in conclusion, if I were to start all over again, I would have started that Instagram page way sooner and that YouTube channel. So if you are out there and are afraid to start the channel or the Instagram page, just do it. It all comes down to what you want and not what everyone else wants. If you have done all these things I just mentioned above, there's one last thing I would recommend you do. Nothing is built in one day. Almost everybody who has a successful YouTube channel or a successful Instagram page or just master at the craft has used endless hours every day to master. There is really nothing like an overnight success. You have to work hard and stay consistent with your work. It is very hard work and you will use a lot of hours of your day, but you just gotta learn to enjoy the process and never stop growing. I learn new things every day and I love the journey. And at some point after some time you will begin to see results, and that's the best feeling in the world. So this topic was really just something I wanted to talk about. Because to me it seems like a lot of people think that some persons just have a talent for photography and that they're naturally good at it. And maybe they are, but I promise you they've put so much time and effort into this craft to get where they are today. So if you're dreaming of becoming better at anything, you have to put in the work and you have to put in the time. And eventually you'll get there, I promise you. So if you have watched all the way through, I would just like to thank you so much because this really means a lot to me. I'm trying to make this YouTube channel work, and so if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. It actually really helps me out, and consider subscribing to my channel and comment down below what you're working towards now and how you want to accomplish it. So that's it from me. I'm out.